Hey guys, how's it going? I have more of like a vlog style video for you today. We're going to give you a little bit of a tour of the garden and also give you guys updates on some of the things that we've planted up, like the ollie garden and the green stock garden. But before we do that, I wanted to stop up here at the porch real quick and show you guys these containers that I planted up the other day. Okay, this first container is up on our porch by our front door. And we have a sweet potato vine called Blackie, and this is a double impatient called Fiesta Burgundy. Then in here we have a simple white wax begonia. These beautiful flowers here are a begonia called Dreams Garden Maca Rose. So pretty. And then we have a coleus tucked in back here. I'm not sure the name of this one. It didn't come with the name, but this is going to get nice and tall. So this will be a nice like striking thriller plant in the back. It'll get nice and tall and bring some dimension to this container. And that's something that you want to think about whenever you are planting up a container, is you want to think about a plant that's really going to bring some drama. So a thriller plant, something usually that's tall like a grass or a coleus. A filler plant, so something that's going to fill up the middle, which is what these begonias are doing here, and this double impatient, and then also a spiller plant, which is what our sweet potato vine is doing here. Our double impatiens will also be a bit of a spiller, but they are also acting as a filler. So we have all three things in this container, and once that coleus in the back starts to grow, it's going to be gorgeous. Next, we have a container down here just right in front of the front porch. We have another Blackie sweet potato vine right here, another wax white begonia, some more of that same beautiful coleus. I love this red, dark red color with the chartreusey center and outside of the leaves. It's really pretty. And then we have an impatient here called Patchwork Cosmic Orange. I think that's going to be a really pretty blend of flowers, and these, I put 3 coleus in this container because I had a little bit more space in this container, and I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous when those start to fill in. I'll show you this flower bed that's just off the front porch here. It's starting to fill in and look so pretty. I love this ghost fern back here. That is one of my favorites, but the ferns are looking amazing this year. Everything is looking really good this year because we have had so much rain. Case in point right here, we just had some more rain last night. I love these hostas here. We have some bleeding hearts starting to bloom, which are so pretty. Absolutely love them. I have another bleeding heart tucked in here, which is still very small. Every year he comes back and gets about this size. So I'm not sure if I need to fertilize him or what to get him growing a little more. But such a pleasing blend here of hostas. I really tried to give some interest with the hostas, so using like different types with different colorings really brings some interest to this space. This right here is our fountain that we put together. We actually put this together on Instagram, I think, in our Instagram stories last year, but I'm really sad because our pot cracked. So this beautiful huge pot has a big crack in it, and so our fountain at the moment is not working. I have been looking for a new pot, haven't found exactly what I want. I was thinking about just taking the pump out of this and making it a beautiful container, but we'll see. We have had so much rain, like I mentioned earlier, and everything is growing really well, including the weeds and the grass, and that's kind of what's on the docket for today. After I'm done shooting this video with you guys, I need to do a bunch of weeding and just cleaning up from all of the rain that we've had. So you guys are going to get a view of the garden kind of just in the state that it is in, because this is real life. and because I haven't weeded yet. So starting up here in front of the vegetable garden, I will show you where we moved all those hostas. There's some weeds starting to take over this space, but it's okay, we're gonna take care of them today. So here are the hostas that we moved. They are looking awesome. All of the hostas did really well with the move. But as you can see, we have a really good crop of weeds coming in, so we're going to take care of that. And then turning this way, this is where the herb garden starts, which is a little sad at the moment. Some things are really taking off, some things I need to fill in. This here is tarragon. The tarragon I planted last year, both of these, and this year they are doing so well. They're doing amazing. In these two spots here, we have some sage, which did not come back, but I have two more sage right here that did come back. This here is chamomile. Love it. I planted this last year too as like one tiny little plant, and this is what it has grown into. Up here are the chives. The chives are in bloom, looking so pretty. And then over on the other side of the gate, we have some more herbs. This here is thyme, which is in bloom. So pretty. This is a pizza thyme down here. Actually, all of these herbs I planted last year, so you can see how well they've grown in just 2 seasons. This is oregano. Also, I have some nasty poison ivy, and I actually got poison ivy really bad this year. So it's kind of just sitting there until I decide how exactly I'm going to remove it. So yeah, we're dealing with that. I'm kind of like gun shy on it right now because last time I pulled it out, got it really bad. Down here are some strawberries. And you'll see these plants dotted throughout. These are cabbages that I had left over that I wanted to pop in here just to bring some interest and to use them because I had a bunch left over. Up here is a lavender plant, which I'm not sure why it died. I actually lost a couple lavender plants this year, and I never lose lavender, so I'm not sure what happened with those. This here is a zesty oregano, a little bit different flavor profile than regular oregano, and it's loving its life clearly. This is calendula, which I just planted this year. I started it from, there's a weed, go ahead and take care of that now. I planted this from seed, started it inside, so I'm happy to see they're doing well. Got a bunch of strawberries coming on, so exciting. This is another calendula. We have quite a few baby coneflower or echinacea coming. I haven't decided whether or not I want to leave those or pull them, but we have echinacea here, back here, and one right over here. And then this whole like grassy texture back here, all of this is garlic for the year. This is the garlic that I planted. I planted 2 rows here in front of the garden, and then swinging around this side I planted 4 rows back there, and then of course a bunch more strawberries, which the strawberries are doing so well this year. I think it's all the rain, obviously, but they are just loaded. A couple weeks ago I started on this project of cutting out this flower bed here, or garden bed. It's not really a flower bed, but I am planting blackberries. So we have 2 planted so far, one right here and another one right here. They appear to be doing pretty well so far, so I'm happy with that. I have a 3rd blackberry bush here waiting for its spot to be finished being cut out. I also think that I got into the poison ivy here, which again is making me extremely gun shy to just jump back in there and start digging around. I'm pretty sure that I got into the roots of poison ivy, which if anyone knows what that means, it's no joke. So anyway, let's go inside the garden now and I can show you how the vegetable beds are doing. So the garden is getting a little unruly at the moment. I have been so busy the last couple weeks finishing up all of the school things and the dance things and the baseball and the softball. You guys know how it goes. So between the weeds and a few things that I have not been keeping up on top of, the garden needs some love, but that's okay. I am here to just show you where it's at right now because that is real life. So let's just start down here on the end. I need to get these beds filled up and some things taken out of them. But in this first bed here, we have some radishes, which I have harvested some of these radishes, but also they came up very sparse. Oh my gosh, look, what? Some dill survived. How exciting. No way. That's awesome. But yeah, the radishes just came up kind of sporadic in this spot, not really sure why. Here we have some carrots, which are absolutely loving their life. These carrots were actually in here since last year. I never pulled them out. They kind of looked like this or a little smaller in the fall, and I just kind of left them in there. Clearly they are loving their life now, but I have harvested some of them and the flavor is off, and they're just they're really tough and they're kind of weird shaped. I'm not sure. And even like, look at all of that for like that much root. I don't know. Carrots are one of those things where I can get them to grow, but to get them to produce really nice carrots, I just haven't mastered it yet. So anyway, I'm probably going to be pulling all of these out to get ready to plant other things in here. This is when I wish I had some chickens or some pigs or something like that so that all of this didn't go to waste. Maybe I'll give them to a friend or something like that. But yeah, so that's what's going on here. Here we have some beets. I sowed these beets in a video with you guys. Again, came up super sporadic. I think I might have 1, 2 down there and then 2 here. Really don't know what happened there. This is the crop of carrots that I planted for this year. And then we have our grow bags over here in the back of the fence. These are our potatoes that we planted a couple videos ago in these grow bags. And these are doing really well, as you can tell. I have already filled some of them up with soil, so I've already been adding more soil to these. I should shoot a video, I guess, just showing that. But as these start to grow, I just fill them up with soil so that just the very top of the leaves are showing, and they'll just continue to keep growing out like this one did. Then in this bed is pretty empty because it is ready for tomatoes. I planted 4 tomatoes the other day. Right here, this is a type of sauce tomato that my grandparents grew from seed and gave me some of them. They are awesome, so I am excited to try these this year. This is a newer variety for them, and I've never grown it myself, so I'm excited to see how they do. In the next bed here, we have some more radishes. I grew a lot of radishes this year. I have been pulling quite a few, but there's some really pretty ones in here that need to be harvested now too. Then we also, beside the radishes, we have some potatoes coming up. Yeah, I planted potatoes in this bed last year, so I'm assuming I missed a few whenever I harvested because they're growing. I haven't decided whether I'm going to let them yet. I don't know. I might just let them grow and harvest more potatoes out of here because the things that I planted in these 3 rows didn't come up. So, well, I shouldn't say that. Right there, 1 Swiss chard plant came up from the row that I planted. I don't know what happened whenever I planted these rows. Like, clearly the beets came up great. Clearly the spinach and the chive onions came up great. But these 2 rows, nothing came up. These 3 rows, 1 plant came up. I'm not really sure what was happening. I don't know what I did wrong, but clearly something. As you can see, my spinach went to seed here, which is super sad. We had one 95-degree day last week out of the blue. So it sent all of my spinach to seed. I am planning on probably, well, I did plant more spinach over in the green stalk over there, so we'll probably just deal with that. I don't know. I'd kind of like to try to harvest some of this, see how the flavor is, and see if maybe I can freeze it for stews or something, because there is a lot of spinach here that I just wasn't able to get to in time before it went to seed. Hopefully it'll be okay. These are all the tomato plants that I need to plant. They're all falling over. Oh, my Lanta. In this bed over here we have our crop of onions, and these are all cabbages. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what is going on with my brassicas this year, but they are not healthy. I actually thought about ripping them out and trying again, like starting with new plants, because something got in there and like is eating the middle or something out of them. I don't know. They look terrible though. So I need to do something about that, because I don't think these are going to produce anything. Whether I pull them out and just wait for fall to replant, or whether I try to replant now, I'm not sure. Right beside this bed here we have our Olive garden, and we still just only have our strawberry plants planted in here, but they're looking great, starting to produce some strawberries. Super excited about that. I'm hoping we have a good crop of strawberries this year. I'd like to be able to make some jellies and jams and stuff like that this year. We'll see though. Beside that we have our cauliflower and broccoli bed, and also it looks terrible. Like, they do not look healthy whatsoever. Like, I don't know. There's just all this stuff happening to them. They don't look great. This one right here, this one looks pretty good, but you can see it has that weird, like something was eating on it here in the center, just like the cabbages. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Some bug attacked them. I mean, that one's completely dead. I have some kale in here as well. Clearly something eating on them. If I end up replanting these, I'm going to put like a harvest guard over top of them to try to keep the bugs out. Yeah, I'm just not really sure. I know I was having trouble with slugs, but I thought I had dealt with them. I'm not really sure. And in this last bed here, we just have some cabbage plants left over. They're not looking too bad. Like, some of them look okay. Some of them are obviously getting some pest damage. So I really need to figure out what's happening here, because something is attacking my brassicas really badly. Over here in the corner we have our green stalk garden, which is doing really well. We have stuff coming up in a lot of the pockets. This is spinach. This, I'm not sure. This is lettuce. I think that might be more lettuce. I think this is bok choy. I might be wrong. There's a few pockets where nothing has come up, but most of them have stuff in them coming up, which is really exciting. I think this one down here is kale. I'm not sure what this one was. I'd have to go back and see what all we planted. Of course, I didn't label anything. I don't know what I seeded here, but I seeded it pretty heavily. I could probably harvest those as microgreens. So those are all looking really good. Like I said, I have lots of work to do here. Oh, apparently my dog likes carrot. She's down there eating that carrot that I pulled up. Quake, is that good? Do you like the carrot? Maybe I should just give them to you. We don't need chickens, do we? We don't need chickens, do we? No. She's kind of crazy. So the last thing I have to show you is just along the garden fencing here. We planted some cucumbers, some sweet peas, some sugar snap peas, I don't think the sweet peas are up yet. Let me see. So we planted the sweet peas all along this fence line here, which there's a lot of weeds right now. My children came up and helped me plant all these. There's a couple sweet peas there, but they were from last year. So we have no sweet peas yet. That's okay. Might take a little bit of time. And then here is where we have our snow sugar snap peas. I love sugar snap peas. They're awesome. And I have these, like, I planted them on either side of this like triangle of bamboo things. They're just crawling right up the fence. I did not do a very good job of keeping them lashed to the thing, so it's fine. They can grow wherever they want. Here is our cucumbers that we planted. Kind of in a sad state. Something is eating them. We have some more cucumbers down here that look a little bit better. Right there. Some more snow peas. I can't wait till these start producing. Some more cucumbers along here. Is that good, Quakey? Is that carrot good? Is that carrot good? We did a good carrot. And then we also planted some slicer cucumbers along this fence line a couple of days ago, and there's nothing really coming up but weeds yet, so we're just going to keep an eye out for these. They've definitely had plenty of rain to come up and sprout, so we're just waiting on these. So that's basically the state of the garden right now. Between all of the rain, which is like making stuff grow really nice, which is amazing, but the weeds then are growing really good. And then I also think that it caused the pests to be pretty bad this year, which between me not being on top of the garden as much these last couple weeks, all of the rain, all of the weeds, all of the pests, things are just struggling a little bit. I was definitely more on top of things last year, but that's okay. We have not failed. We're just going to keep trying. We're going to see what we can do about these poor brassica plants. I'm hoping we can get something out of them this year. We'll see. We might just have to start over. And you know what? Sometimes that's the name of the game. Sometimes things happen and you just have to start. Well guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the garden tour and just kind of seeing where everything is right now. This is the end of May, so I guess this would be the May garden tour. Everything is really starting to ramp up and kick off here in the garden as far as planting goes, because we are now finally past our last frost date, so we can really get the things like tomatoes and peppers, corn, all that sort of stuff in the ground and get them growing. So that's really exciting. We're going to be filling up this garden over the next couple of weeks and hopefully producing a lot of food out of here. I'm really excited for the potential and all the space that we have this year, adding the ollie garden right there and the green stock garden back there, and all of the grow bags that we are doing our potatoes in this year. We have increased our space of growing so much this year. So I'm really excited about it. I hope it was also helpful to see kind of just the real life things, because sometimes you can see like all of the success that people have and they don't really show you where everything went wrong. And that's kind of why I wanted to like get out here and show you what the state of the garden is before I fix it all, before I pull out the plants that are dead, before I weed the garden, before I do all the things and make it look nice. I just wanted to show you exactly what the garden looks like right now, exactly what I'm dealing with, because if you guys are having a lot of rain, you're probably dealing with the same issues. So I'm gonna go do some weeding now, try to catch up on all of this stuff that I need to get done, plant those poor tomato plants that are sitting in that tub up there of water. I have a bunch of dahlias that I need to plant too that I started from seeds sitting on the back porch. So that's what today looks like for me, just catching up on all the things. Oh, there's a hole there. All the weeding, all the planting, all the things I'm behind on. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one.